As usual, I'm just waiting for my chat to load so that I can actually see y'all. Baby, come on, please. Welcome, you guys, and good morning, Aki, if you didn't hear me before. I feel like I started talking before the stream actually connected, so welcome, everybody. I'm just looking over here so I can get the chat up. If you have any questions throughout this reading, please comment them in the chat and I'll do my best to answer them. We are focusing on Capricorn today though, so this is the last stream for this morning / evening whenever you see this. We're going to be focusing on Capricorn's October month, getting predictions about what Capricorn can expect to go through. We're going to follow that same layout. I'm going to pull 3 cards from this oracle deck, which will tell us the 3 main themes that Capricorn can expect to experience in the month ahead. Then we're going to clarify with tarot, we'll get advice. It is a general predictions reading, so if you're more looking for love predictions, I do those once a month as well. Your next love prediction will be up in roughly 2 weeks' time. But welcome everybody. Oh, thank you for dropping in, Angie. Hi Brittany, welcome. Thank you guys, so lovely to have you here. Let's get into it. Without further ado, I'm going to start shuffling and we'll pull the 3 main themes that Capricorn can expect to experience in the month ahead. What is happening for Capricorn in October, please, Spirit? I thought Virgo was my random theme sign, but I think it might be you, Capricorn. What is going on for Capricorn in October, please, Spirit? What is going on for Capricorn in October? I'm a little bit nervous now. Whew, let me just wipe this teary eye. And what is going on for Capricorn in October? Thank you. We have solar corona, excuse me. What else can you tell us about Capricorn's month? We not the frequency for love. Okay. 528 Hertz. We see you. What is the last card that can tell us the other major theme that Capricorn can experience in October, please, Spirit? In October. Tidal force in the reverse position. What the heck? I am shocked. Look at you. You have me like, am I blushing? Maybe not, but I feel like I am. My cheeks are starting to hurt. Let's just say that. Okay, at the back of the deck, we have matter in the reverse position. That's interesting. This card came out for Virgo as their main sort of theme, but it's your bottom deck energy. So I feel like matter is saying, in the month ahead, you may have a shift of priorities. What you have been doing thus far could change in terms of your routine, in terms of what you've been feeding a lot of energy into. Not for a bad reason, because we got the love card. It could just be that someone's consuming a lot of your attention in the month ahead, or someone who you care about is taking up a lot of your attention in the month ahead. I definitely see a restructure of focus, of priorities. And I also see you physically doing different things, like being in different places, physically changing your environment. For some of you, this is around your house, your home environment, but for others of you, this is about you getting out of the house and being in places that you're not usually. Wow, welcome Capricorn. So this chat, I gotta keep my eyes, so if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I'm going to every now and then have a look over and see if I can answer your questions, but let's get into it because y'all have just swept me off my feet. We have solar corona as your first theme. Let us clarify what is going on for you there. And we're also going to get messages from the guidebook for those cards because I'm not 100% familiar with all of these cards yet. And solar corona I've only pulled twice before, I believe, and that was a while ago. What is going on with solar corona for Capricorn in October? What is this theme about, please, Spirit? We have the 7 of Potions reversed. You can see clearly now. Not as confused as you used to be, especially when it comes to emotional opportunities or where you should be investing your emotions. I'm hearing loyalty for some of you. Okay. What is this solar corona theme about? A confusion around loyalty. What? What is going on with the solar corona energy? We have the devil. Welcome, Capricorn. What is the solar corona energy about? We have the 10 of needles reversed. I'm shaking. Okay. Are we a little bit excited? Shaking over here. What is going on with this solar corona energy and the 6 of potions? Wow. Oh, that's so interesting, Em, seeing it from a cross-watcher's point of view. So interesting. All right, so at the back of the deck, we have the 2 of presents. So presents are pentacles, potions are cups, needles are swords. So you got the 2 of pentacles reversed at the back of your deck. That is telling me that your priorities are definitely shifting. You're feeling more focused. You're not as kind of busy, or you're not as disorganized as you were. But because of that, you're having to find structure in your new situation, if that makes sense. So maybe before we had a lot of free time, or we had a lot of busyness, I definitely see a change of pace. Let's say that. The 2 of Pentacles reversed is a definite change of pace. It's also the opportunity. Oh, hi. Sorry, Sausage. I just put my foot on my dog's foot. He's like, I'm sleeping. Leave me alone. The 2 of Presents reversed is a strong feeling of trying to kind of get things back on track. But I do think that some things have changed for you in October that weren't here in September. And so we're kind of needing to find structure in this chaos. I definitely see clarity, but I feel like this situation with Solar Corona is about ending a tough cycle. That's why we have the 10 of Needles reversed. We're trying to come out of a period of either no contact or feeling very limited and restricted in what we could do, and feeling like it was almost too ambiguous. The situation was too open-ended, that it was confusing. There were too many possibilities, or too many choices, or too much room for action that we didn't know what to do. So that is ending. There's definitely clarity here. There's also a feeling of coming out of a dark place and being more focused on the light, if that makes sense. And I don't think that this is all about mentality. It's more about situation and circumstance. Sometimes a dark place is a feeling of having no clarity. Sometimes it's a feeling of being kept down and oppressed. And in this case, it just feels like we didn't have the information we needed to get out. With the 6 of Potions and the Devil card here, I just feel like there may be a tendency to become slightly consumed by whatever this is, because we're taking it as like our new vice or our new distraction, and we're getting a little bit too attached, to the sense where the Devil card has come out to remind us that Capricorns have the tendency to over commit to something, to the point where it becomes very much like our bread and butter every day. This is what I need to do. It's the reason I breathe. I got to keep doing it. So I do want to talk about that Solar Corona card to help kind of bring this all together. Let's see what the book can tell us about that card, because it feels like clarity, but it also feels like the kind of clarity that when it moves, like what I'm seeing is a light going across a horizon, and once we see it, like it's almost like blinding, if that makes sense. Like, you know how when you're driving home from work, sometimes if the sun's on a certain angle, you can't see anything. It's very dangerous. So this card in this deck is the Light Revelation card. The light that we can appreciate thanks to an eclipse. Learning that comes forth through a difficult time, allowing for understanding and transformation. It is the rainbow in the storm, the liberation of the ego, and the appreciation of pure beauty that's seen through witnessing an eclipse. Paradoxically, the best time to see and appreciate a solar corona is a moment of reflection during a dark storm. So that's interesting. I feel like you are coming out of a tricky situation, and through that tricky situation, you're seeing the brighter side. Like, that's the paradox here. It's like you had a difficult period, but from that difficult period, this happened. And if you hadn't have gone through that, you wouldn't have gotten this. It would be a good tattoo for sure. That perfect circular light that the sun does not allow seeing in a day with no eclipse. It is hidden and only revealed before our eyes thanks to the eclipse. That's interesting too. It's like you wouldn't have seen it had this not happened. So I do want to get clarity with another deck. Is there anything else you need to know about that theme? Because I really want to clarify that Devil card. Is it a bad thing? Because we are Capricorns here. So maybe that Devil energy isn't a bad thing. Maybe that's you just stepping into your power and claiming something. Let's have a look. What is going on with that Devil energy? Clarify that Devil energy for Capricorn. I just want to be sure, because what I was thinking was it's an overconsumption. This thing is so good you want to kind of have it all the time. The Knight of Blades. Okay. Could be a person. Clarify this Devil energy. Wow, the Ten of Cups reversed. What is this Devil energy, Spirit? Why is my throat like this? I can't talk. We have the Six of Swords. Okay. Is there anything else they need to know about Solar Corona in general? Not the Missed Opportunity card. Capricorn. At the back of the deck, we have the Chariot. Okay, so when it comes to this theme, I think that this is definitely an emotional opportunity, but I feel like with these two cards here, thinking that it's not going to work out, or assuming the worst case scenario, or really focusing on the negatives rather than the positives, is what is going to cause you to miss something that's right in front of you. It feels like that Solar Corona card is saying, even in the darkest of moments, there is this weird paradox in your life, especially in October, where you could technically look at the coin from both sides and go, yeah, it's been a really difficult week, but if I didn't get a flat tire, I wouldn't have gotten the courtesy bus to work and I wouldn't have met this person. If I didn't accidentally spend too much money on the weekend, I wouldn't have had to take the day off of work, or I wouldn't have worked more, and I wouldn't have had this happen. It feels like a weird paradox where there's a negative and there's a positive side, there's this and then there's that, and it's kind of a case of you have to be able to stay present and be aware of your opportunities in the month of October, because something that you want emotionally is almost right in front of you. And that's what it feels like. That's how I can describe it. And it's making me a little bit scared. I'm not going to lie. Like, I've got goosebumps because it is Halloween month as well. So my mind is going to dark places. But I think that's me channeling this energy. Your mind is going to dark places. Something that you really want is right in front of you. But for some reason, you're not able to see the positive side of the paradox. You're just looking at the negative side and going like, this situation is bad. It's not working out. This is all I have. When actually, the universe is like, Capricorn. The solar eclipse is showing you how beautiful the sun is. Pay attention to the sun. Don't pay attention to the darkness. So in terms of what this Devil energy was, we got the Six of Swords, the Knight of Swords as well, and the Ten of Cups reversed. So the Ten of Cups reversed is that feeling of slipping into behaviors and patterns of behavior where we may have taken a situation and gone like, this just isn't going to work out. So I feel like the Devil card is here because it's that part that of Capricorn that all Capricorns have, whether you're a Capricorn sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mercury, Mars. It's literally that part that makes you not want to trust. And so you have sometimes self-sabotage or shut down and go like, emotionally, this probably isn't going to work out for me. So I'm just going to start pulling that emotion back and holding it to myself. And I'm going to start to act very logically. And I'm going to start to act very practically. But to be honest with you, the Knight of Blades is here because most of you, it feels like this is happening in a way where you can't control this pace. And that's what's scary. The scariness is the Knight of Blades is a very rushed energy of impulsivity. Maybe you're not recognizing your behavior around this person or this situation. Or maybe their energy is very unpredictable to you and you're kind of freaking out over that. I just think that the Knight of Blades is reference to the movement rather than this person's true character. It feels like it's all happening very fast and it feels like it's all happening out of your control somewhat. And so because of that, you're looking at it and you're going, I don't know about this. With the Six of Swords upright, I do think that conversation may make this situation evolve quicker, and that could be where you're trying to gain control over the situation. So to try to get back into your power, I could see you trying not to talk to this person or trying not to have conversations because you're trying to kind of slow it down and get back into your comfort zone of feeling like you have control. And you're trying to kind of come from a position of, every time I talk to you, things happen really quickly. So I need to stop talking to you so I can take control back over what's happening here. That's the only thing that I could really see this Devil card representing in your behavior. Otherwise, it feels like this is something that you really want, but you're seeing it as a bad thing right now. Like, I can't have too much of it right now. It's so bizarre. We're going to get more messages around that person and this situation in your love reading. But for now, let's just get advice based on what we've pulled. What is the advice for Capricorn with the solar corona? What is the advice? What is the advice? Oh, okay. Ow. We might get a card from this deck too. Oh, wait a minute. You have messages at your bottom deck. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light to fit in, Capricorn? How are you trying to self-sabotage? No. How are you trying to control this situation or make yourself look less appealing? This is interesting. I definitely feel self-sabotaging for some of you, but I think that that card is just like encouraging you to step up and to step into the light and to accept that you do deserve good things and that good things can happen to you and that emotionally the situation isn't going to be its worst case scenario. I almost feel like you need to kind of see the situation more clearly because look on this card. She's literally got her eyes covered by her hands. It's like you're trying to say like, no, the good things don't happen to me. I don't meet people. That's not who I am. And this person's standing right in front of you going, hi, Capricorn. I like you, Capricorn. What is the advice for Capricorn in this situation, please, Spirit? I think at the very least, you should acknowledge the fact that you do have a choice, a very clear choice here when it comes to emotional connection, and something that you've been wanting is right in front of you. We also have embodiment at the back of the deck in the reverse position. So I feel like this embodiment card is really asking you, like, what do you want? Because you can have what you want, but you have to almost be more clear about what it is that you want. And that isn't sometimes always somebody's name or who they are distinctively. It's more the qualities they possess, if that makes sense. And that's why I think that Six of Swords over here is you trying to get to know what this opportunity is on a more kind of logical way. Trying to kind of, I see you almost interviewing this person and being like, so where did you grow up? What kind of skills do you have? Just taking it a little bit too seriously. Anyway, your other advice is answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? We also have birthing a new age in the reverse position. That makes a lot of sense. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And we also have chant, number 4. Hear me loud, hear me roar, for I am here in my truth. So first of all, chant, communication, absolutely. Your main advice is to be more expressive, and whether that is about conversing and having conversations, or whether that is about being more who you are and not being afraid to shine and not being afraid to stand out or not being afraid to be in a certain setting around a certain person. I feel like with this situation, there is an opportunity that's right in front of you that you've been wanting, but you kind of need to either see it for what it is by talking to it or about it, or you need to kind of voice more about what you want and let others kind of help direct you towards this opportunity. I definitely feel like it isn't new, but it hasn't been claimed yet. And so your advice is to be very clear about what it is that you want, whether that's through communicating it or just you understanding it better, so that you can recognize it when it comes. Because in October, it's like it's being dangled in front of you and you just can't see it. Answer the call is interesting. It makes me think that you have to step up and claim this, right? You can't just expect it to fall into place so serendipitously. It's like, no, the universe works in mysterious ways, but it's already done its mysterious bidding. It's time for you to kind of step up and take that for what it is. Answer that call. Answer that call is talking about accepting something as well and being open to receive it. Being more receptive could be your advice here with this energy, because I don't think it's that you're not seeing it. It's almost like you're telling yourself you can't have it. You're telling yourself I shouldn't have it, when actually, like, the universe is really saying this is something that you've wanted. If you still want it, you got to be open to receiving it. Which brings us to your next theme, sweet soul. You got the love frequency card, the 428 Hertz card. In this deck, it is literally the frequency of love, but we're going to talk about that anyway. Let's bring it up for you. Just so you believe me, I'm not making this up. Let's have a look. Okay, there we go. The love frequency. I don't know if you can see that clearly. I appreciate that it may be reversed for you. Oh, it's not reversed. That's good. So in this deck, the card's main themes are unite, integrate, and embrace. Everything in the world is made up of energy. This energy can neither be created nor can it be destroyed. The energy vibrates at different vibrational frequencies, due to which it gets its unique nature. So the love frequency is used to return human DNA to its original state. How can you doubt what develops through an act of love? It is from here that everything is born. Love works like the universe, unseen and outside of the spectrum, but tangible in everyone's senses. Let's see how this translates to your October month. Why is this a main theme for Capricorn in October? Why is this a main theme for Capricorn in October? Oops. We have the Knight of Presents reversed. That's the Knight of Pentacles. Why is this love card a main theme? We have the Page of Potions reversed. Okay, I definitely feel like this is about you expressing your love and finding ways to express how you are feeling to those around you for different reasons. It's not just about romance, this card, although that is present here. It's also about like kindness and opening up to people that you really care about. A sibling is coming through. We also have the Two of Presents reversed. What else can you tell us about this love frequency card for Capricorn? What does it mean? We have the King of Candles. Okay, that's exciting. So Page of Potions is the Page of Cups, Two of Presents is the Two of Pentacles, and that King of Candles is the King of Wands. At the back of the deck, we have the Moon card, Jack Skellington in his prime. I definitely feel like this has a lot to do with your emotions and how you are using your emotions to help kind of, I want to say, establish for some of you a connection, but also re-establish a connection, because I feel like there's a platonic relationship that this card is talking about, and then there's a romantic relationship that this card is talking about. For some of you, this is like the platonic relationship is about opening up and being more honest about what you've been going through and how you've been feeling, and maybe why you've been withdrawn, to help you and that platonic person get back on the same page. It feels like you've had a hiatus from each other, where you've been focused on other things, you've been building other areas of your life. You may have just been genuinely busy, ticking boxes, getting accomplished, just the usual Capricorn things. And I do think that you're going to have more opportunities in October to really work on that platonic friendship, that platonic relationship. You may even get the opportunity to see this person. So you want to kind of work on that connection and plan something in the future with them. I definitely feel like this is going to be healing for you. This platonic, let's talk about that first, this platonic connection, because it's kind of like bringing more volume to your October month. It feels like this is the chance for you to kind of supplement an area of your life that may have been a little bit empty. I don't think that you've been feeling like empty in general. I think that you've had a pretty good start to the month so far, but I think that the return of this person's energy is going to help you see how you've kind of missed them, if that makes sense, and that you really need to have a discussion with them about how you've been feeling. I definitely think in October you're going to have more of an opportunity to plan something in the future with them and to kind of look at where the connection with them is going in a platonic sense. Now let's have a look at the romance side. Oh my god, my hand just spasmed, because that is a little bit different. So from a romance side, I do think that there is somebody who may be more open with expressing emotion to you than you are to them. I think that you may be dealing with someone either who you're already in a relationship with or who you're getting to know, who is very open to kind of getting this thing going in October, and you're the one who's seemingly putting up roadblocks. And I don't think that it's because of fear. I don't think it's because you're afraid of being vulnerable. I think it's more that you're trying to process how you feel and you're trying to figure out what is kind of happening. And I know I've gotten this message before, but I think that they have fallen quicker than you have if this is a romantic situation. And I think with the Page of Potions reversed, you're just trying to kind of figure yourself out. You're just trying to understand how you feel so that you can communicate how you feel. And with the King of Candles being here, I feel like you're wanting more experiences with this person, or you need to see more of them, especially if there is a distance, or especially if you're just busy and they're busy. You need more time around them to be able to plan the future with them. Whereas I feel like they're putting pressure on you to kind of have that plan ready already. With the Knight of Presents reversed, it's like you're going, well, I don't know yet. Like, I don't know. What am I doing for Christmas? Like, I don't know yet. And this person's kind of like, well, are we? Aren't we? Like, it just feels like they're trying to get structure from you, and you're turning around and going, I don't have that yet. I don't have an idea of where that is yet. I could also see how you've got someone who may be interested in you in October, and you're finding it very hard to stay interested in them because your focus seems to be going towards your more material things. And I don't even think this is your career. It feels like you have another plan that you're needing to focus on with the Knight of Presents reverse, something else that you've already started that you're having to kind of finish in a practical sense. And so emotionally, you're going to hit a point in October where you're thinking to yourself, like, damn, am I giving myself enough emotional opportunities? Because I have all these beautiful people around me, but when was the last time like I actually gave myself the chance to connect to them? I do think with the Two of Presents reversed, you are going to make changes throughout the month where it's you trying to kind of make room for what you need emotionally. But I do think that you have a demanding schedule, or something is going on where you've signed up for something and it's getting busy in those areas. So I feel like with the King of Candles, I could see you planning something in the future, because October for you may just happen really quickly. Like, before you know it, it's the end of October and you're needing to kind of set a date in the future with this person instead. Let's see if we can get any other messages, Spirit, because this is a very interesting theme. What is going on here for Capricorn? Do you have any other messages for them? Are there any other messages for Capricorn in this love frequency theme? Have I missed anything? Should I be clarifying anything? We have the Five of Cups reversed. Okay. Have I missed anything here, Spirit? Is there anything else Capricorn needs to know about this frequency card? Okay, we have the King of Discs upright, and we have the Six of Wands reversed. That makes a little bit of sense. I always see the King of Discs as a Capricorn card, but some people see it as a Taurus card. We have Judgment in the upright. position. Okay, so what else do you need to know? To be honest with you, you're going to choose to make some changes in October. You may start the month one way, and then halfway through or in the last week, you're like, shit, like I have to change everything now. And I think that that is a reflection of your connection or the love that you have for someone else. I do think that this judgment card is reversed because you're going to get some sort of rude awakening in October that makes you see your situation differently, and you're going to go like, oh my god, I have definitely looked at this wrong. And it's not that you have made mistakes, but I think that moving forward you're going to do things differently because of this awareness, because of this situation. Let me just check the chat. Oh, that's so funny. Oh gosh. Oh wow, Adrian, that's crazy. You two. Oh my god, I can't understand. That's insane. That's why I love doing these readings, because I love doing them live, because you just never know what's going to happen. That's such a bizarre synchronicity. That's such a bizarre synchronicity. But anyway, let's keep going. We're channeling right now. We got to keep going. So, what else do you need to know about this? Listen, Adrian, I wish, but we can't ignore something like this. When this kind of thing comes towards us, we can't ignore it. It's force-fed to us. It's the kind of information that is like, bam, it consumes your whole. And then it doesn't feel bad though. That's the thing, sweets. It doesn't feel bad. We have the we have the 5 of Cups reversed, telling us that actually in this situation, we're going to get the chance to look at the glass half full. We're going to kind of get this change of awareness, this clarity moment, this awakening moment, and we're going to look at our situation as, maybe this situation isn't as bad as we thought it was. Maybe there is still hope here. Maybe there's something salvageable here. Maybe there's a way forward in a positive way here. The thing that I am a little bit iffy on though is this 6 of Wands reversed. At the end of the day, this theme feels like somebody isn't getting the recognition that they want or that they feel they deserve. Feels like, again, we're not looking at a situation for what it is. And that's what we got in the first theme as well, Capricorn. So with the King of Discs here, I do feel like you're trying your best. I feel like you're trying to kind of remain, what's the word? Responsible. You're trying to remain in the position of like accountability, and the best way that I would describe it is like a manager, right? With a list of duties and roles, and they're trying to fulfill all of them. But one of those roles, which is also connected to an emotional connection, isn't being fulfilled. And it feels like you're going to try, excuse me, weird energy. You're going to try to do what you can to get that area of your life back on track, but you're still looking at it from like a manager's point of view. How can I manage this situation? How can I deal with this situation? And I feel like what's happening here is you may be making it a little bit more complicated because you're looking at it so practically and logically, when it's actually just about, well, what is missing emotionally and how can we supplement that emotionally? And instead you're looking at like solutions and strategies, and it's like, no, we don't need to go that in depth. We just need to look at what is missing and what can we put in there instead. Or how can we fill that empty space, if that makes sense. But anyway, let's get advice from Spirit. Because there is definitely a miscommunication here when it comes to emotional needs between you and somebody that you care about. And it's either someone that you're getting to know, or it's someone who you're already very familiar with, but for some reason they're just not feeling as emotionally connected to you. And it mostly is because you have some other plan that you're trying to finish right now. With the Knight of Presents reversed, it has your attention. You're trying to juggle it. You're not doing it well. You're putting a lot of energy here, a lot of energy there, and you're feeling very off balance. So Spirit, what is the advice for Capricorn with this theme? What is the advice with Capricorn with this theme? Wait till you see what card came out. Excuse me. We just got an alarm. Okay, apparently I've been streaming for like 2 hours now in terms of like the last 3 signs. So at the back of the deck we have your guidance is divinely guided, Akasha reversed. Okay, sorry. Let's get all the cards out and then I'll explain to you what I heard. We have take a break, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. We also have align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? That card is reversed. We have get grounded reversed, empaths, highly sensitive and connected with nature in the reverse position. Welcome, Cherie. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm so glad you could pop in. Thank you so much. Okay. So, Adrian, this is the last sign. So I've done all of them except Capricorn. This is the last sign. But we're nearly finished. So you'll get a chance to watch back and look at the first part of this reading, which could be very helpful because it is connected to this theme. Akasha, let's talk about that. Akasha is arguably where you're going and where you've been and how the divine may be trying to support you through that journey, through that purpose. So I feel like with that card reversed, the main message I got is I think you're missing the point. In October, love is a main theme for you. Love is supposed to be a positive energy that you work with to help you continue your growth, your creation with the loving people around you. And I think that you're missing that point. In October, it feels like you're like, no, I'm missing something here. It's just not going the way that I expected and something is missing. And that's what's missing. That is your point. That is your purpose, at least in October. If you are experiencing a lot of setbacks and a lot of difficulties, it's because you could be gaining a lot more support, a lot more perspective, and a lot more help from your loving connections and from the people who are showing care and love for you. So I do think that's why we have this card here. You're making it harder than it needs to be. Love is the answer for you, Capricorn. Take a break. It's a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. I do think that you may need to take some time off. In October, it feels like you just need to change your schedule a little bit and restructure your priorities so that you are accounting for your emotional needs, whatever that is, whether that's emotionally needing to focus more on one person in particular or needing to focus on supplementing something that's been missing from your emotional being. Aside from that, I think that if you are taking some time off or if you've already organized to kind of see someone in October or you're thinking about kind of restructuring your priorities and spending more time at home or more time around your loved ones or more time getting to know somebody in October, don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel like your life's gonna fall apart because your structure has changed. Literally tell yourself that it's about a life's work, not a season. And this is a part of your purpose, learning how to create with love and with the love that you have for somebody. So it's interesting. It's like you're trying to rationalize your actions here when actually like this is something that you shouldn't feel like you have to explain to somebody else, let alone yourself. So align your life in the reverse position is telling me that this isn't irreparable, but it is an issue that may pop up frequently for you because it feels like it's more about reminding yourself of why you work so hard, why you do all of this in the first place, why are you committing yourself to this in the first place, like why is it so important in the first place. It's not like this is something that is irreparable, it's just something that you need to maybe be aware of constantly. With get grounded reversed, I do think that you may need to put yourself in the shoes of those around you to understand where they're coming from, especially if you're seeing them as being overly emotional or very kind of high strung about this. It's impacting them more than it's impacting you, apparently. And I think that it's just about seeing things from their perspective. With get grounded reversed, it's almost asking for you to kind of get out of that form of protection, the thing about this energy is, even if you're a female Capricorn like myself, there is this strong sense of wanting to be a protector and provider when you have a lot of Capricorn placements. And sometimes that puts us deep in our root chakra to the point where we're so grounded, we just want to fix everything. We just want to find solutions. We just want to find answers. We just want to go, yes, this is how I can help. This is what I can do. I'm just going to do it. And in this case, it's not so much about that. It's more about lifting up into your heart chakra, into your third eye, into your throat chakra, communicating, expressing empathy, and just being more of an emotional presence in this person's life or in these people's lives. It's not so much about fixing the problem, it's just about being present, being supportive, and offering them your emotional self as well. So that's what I'm seeing with the love frequency card. It's definitely a major theme for you in October, because it is going to help kind of bring more love into the month ahead, but it's also going to strengthen relationships that you already have in your life, and it's going to help you kind of, it is actually going to help you with some of your issues slash problems slash challenges as well. It's this beautiful feeling of inviting love in and being more lovingly available to people that you already care about as well. Your last theme is tidal force in the reverse position. Let's get some cards. Let's see what's going on. Tidal force, it's this energy of something that ebbs and flows, right? The tide that rises and falls. When it's reversed, it may feel like your equilibrium is off. You may be feeling a little emotionally heightened in October. Maybe it's a case of you open the floodgates, you're being encouraged to be more empathetic and emotionally supportive, and then all of a sudden the gates are open and you're feeling highly emotional. Let's figure this out. What is going on with this tidal force card for Capricorn? What is going on with this tidal force card for Capricorn, please, Spirit? We have the King of Needles in the upright, that's the King of Swords. What is going on with this tidal force card for Capricorn, please, Spirit? Oh, we got a card. The Three of Presents, which is the Three of Pentacles. What? We have the Nine of Candles, that's the Nine of Wands. You may have a secret admirer, Cap. We also have the Eight of Presents upright. Anyway, what is going on with this tidal force card, please, Spirit? We have the Knight of Candles reversed. Okay, so for some of you, this is a not so secret admirer. You're just doing everything you can not to pay attention to them. At the back of the deck, we have the Queen of Candles. Okay, Queen of Candles reversed. Capricorn. What? Sorry, my nose is starting to leak again. How do I feel about this tidal force for you? It definitely feels like you're trying to push something away here. You're trying to push something away. What is going on with tidal force, Spirit? Duality. The sun, the moon, coming and going, ascent and descent caused by gravitational forces exerted by the sun and moon onto Earth. Swings that make you dizzy. Jewel on the sand. Sometimes it makes me think there is nothing more than the tidal force acting on the sea. Okay. I feel like you're trying to stay in control with something here. It feels like you're trying to you're trying to get on top of something over here. But I feel like it's getting the best of you. I feel like you're a little bit stressed. You're a little bit high strung with this Nine of Candles card. You're not really coping well with how the situation has evolved. In October, the tidal force does feel like you kind of being off balance. It also feels like you kind of feeling either too far left or too far right, too rational or too emotional. You're finding it hard to get in the middle. You may be feeling like pulls in the extremes of your personality. For example, if you know that you're someone who gets, frustrated when you're under a lot of pressure, you may be finding it really hard to not get frustrated, and you may just be feeling very stressed at certain times in October. And then in other times, I feel like you may be struggling to stay connected. You may be dissociating. So it kind of feels like you're going through the highs and the lows, the extremes in your personalities in both sides of the spectrum, if that makes sense. And I think what is stirring this with the King of Needles, there seems to be some sort of task that you're trying to complete in October, and you're working really hard to get it done. But I feel like it's not going the way that you're expecting, or somebody else who is supposed to help you with this isn't doing the work that they should have. It could be a workplace situation for some of you in which a coworker isn't pulling their weight, and so you're having to kind of make up for that. But I feel like you're trying to fulfill some sort of expectation that is over your head, and you're thinking like, this is not going well. I'm not going to meet this deadline, or it's not going to work the way I expected. The thing about all of this is no one can say you're not trying, Capricorn. A lot of energy, a lot of determination here. It almost makes me question, with tidal force, is a lot of this out of your control? Is it the fact that something has happened here that you could not control and you're just left to deal with the collateral? Because I feel like it's a lot to kind of get you to that point where you're experiencing these extremes in your personality. I think it wouldn't, like, I feel like you would handle pressure well. I think that this is a situation that for some reason you've put a lot of pressure on yourself, and then you're feeling pressured by an external person as well. This King of Needles could be talking about a professional, someone who you've actually asked support for, and they said, sure, I can help you, just get me these documents by this time. And you're like, damn, to get those documents, I have to go to the state library. They'd take forever with processing. I'm not going to get it to you in time, but I'm going to try. For whatever reason, it feels like you're the middleman between this and that, and there's a lot of pressure on you in the middle. The other scenario I'm getting is that you're really, really, really determined to kind of finish something that you've already started, but I don't see you finishing it in October. I see you making progress. I see you getting some helpful advice, some helpful communication. I see you really putting a lot of energy and effort into this. No one can say you're not trying, Capricorn. But somebody else is causing delays in this situation, and it's making the situation take longer than what it should be. And because of that, you're frustrated. You're like, damn, I was supposed to be finished by now. It was supposed to be done by now. Spirit, what is going on with this tidal force energy? I feel like this is a lesson of some things are just out of your control, so no one can say you didn't try. This is something that you've put a lot of effort and energy towards. What else can you tell them about this tidal force card? Oh, let me check the chat real quick. Yes. On this channel, I will be doing love readings for all the signs in the next 2 weeks. I usually like to have them up by the middle of the month, so I'm going to start streaming around the 12th, around the 13th for all the signs. And because it is Libra's birthday this month, we're going to start with the air signs and we'll be finishing with Earth again. So actually, are we doing that or are we doing water? Let me just check real quick. Maybe we're doing water. Let me just check really quickly. I think we're doing water next month. Yeah, we're doing water next. Oh, exciting. So we're going to start with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, which means, who's after that? I'm looking at my chart, and then it'll be fire, earth, and air. Yeah, fire, earth, and air. So I'll start doing all the love readings from the middle of the month, and there'll be monthly love predictions for all the signs as well. Although Capricorn got a lot of love messages in this reading. Yes, Aki, that's so true. Sorry, I'm just going through all the messages now, just in case somebody asked a question. Oh, thank you. Oh, love and light. To be honest with you, I can become so disconnected when I do Capricorn readings. But the thing about me is I may be a Capricorn sun, but I have so many Capricorns in my life. Like, I don't see myself when I do these readings, if that makes sense. Like, I have so many Capricorn people around me. It's like I'm shown examples of their behavior and what's going on around like them, which helps kind of dictate or helps me process the answers, because sometimes the messages aren't able to be contextualized until I see it in the form of some memory, if that makes sense. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre. And then sometimes a reading of mine will pop up and I'll be like, oh, maybe I should watch it. And I watch it and I'm like, oh, wow. If I had known, I wouldn't have said that, because sometimes these readings do read me to filth, but I don't usually realize that until afterwards. I'm so wrapped up in just reading. It's so hard to actually process it as a personal message. I never like to use my own experiences. Oh, Yoda. Especially in zodiac readings, because it's not about me. I'm trying to channel the collective energy. Oh, wow. Oh, Heather. That makes sense. Okay, so let's have a look at any other information we can get for you when it comes to this tidal force energy. Oh, wow. Okay, a lot of information. We're going to put this to the side because this is a little story. At the back of the deck, we have the King of Blades again, that professional person again. So it's really important that we keep communication open with that King of Blades person. Expectations are high, but it is helpful to get that communication on the right caliber in terms of making sure that we know exactly what is needed from us to continue moving forward. This could relate in so many different ways, but the King of Blades is often seen as the lawyer, so that's so interesting, Heather. I'm just reading it as a professional person because it feels like someone who is able to help us, but they need us to do something for them first. And we're feeling held back by a third party, somebody who could expedite the process, but they don't seem to be working with us. With the Three of Pentacles reversed, they're a little bit difficult to work with for some reason. We also have the World card reversed. We have the Strength card reversed. We have the Six of Pentacles upright. That's good for a legal situation. We have the King of Goblets reversed, and we have the Valet of Discs reversed. I'll try to keep this general, but I can see a balanced outcome approaching. I just think that it's not going to completely resolve in October. I do think this is a difficult cycle that's going to take time. I also think that in order for the best possible outcome to happen, whatever this process is for each and every one of you, it is going to take time. We can't rush it. That's why the World is reversed. In order for this to wrap up in the right way and to be a celebration rather than a sense of loss, we need to take our times and follow the process appropriately. The World card is so strongly connected to Saturn, and Saturn rewards you for really sticking to the structure, putting in all the hard work and making sure you cross your T's and dot your I's, but you have to do that before you get the favorable outcome. With the Strength card reversed, I do think that anything that you can't control, it should be about helpful distraction, but I also think there is an element of patience in this situation that is really going to test you in October, because it's almost like you have to try to exercise grace and compassion, and you just want what you need, but you're having to kind of be the bigger person here and be very graceful and compassionate and patient. I think with the King of Goblets reversed, there is this feeling of trying to not get in a situation where you feel emotionally manipulated. Like, I almost see this as somebody oversharing in a professional sense and saying like, well, I've been going through this and this has been happening. You either need to be able to say, well, hang on a minute, like, I don't need to know all of that, I just need this. Or you need to say, well, everyone's got stuff going on, like, I've been going through it too. Like, if you want to play that game, this is what I've been going through as well. It feels like the King of Goblets reversed is someone trying to use their like compassion or your empathy to manipulate the situation. So just be aware of that. With the Valet of Discs reversed, I definitely think that the situation is overdue. It almost feels like there's something going on here in which you've kind of outgrown it. Like, I look at a Valet reversed as a mature person who's acting immature, or an immature person who's having to act more mature than they are, someone who is being forced to do one thing instead of really living up to who they truly are. And I think that in your case, Capricorn, with this theme, you have a lot more experience than the situation is giving you credit for, or you're a lot more equipped to handle this than what the situation is giving you credit for. Someone may be looking at you and going, Capricorn, like, trust me, this is what you should be doing. And you're going, hang on a minute, like, I actually have some experience in this, and this is what I think I should be doing. My experience has shown me that this is not the way that you do it. The Valley of Discs reversed makes me think that someone is underestimating you in this situation. With the Six of Pentacles being here, I do see a balanced outcome. However, it feels like this is more about repaying a debt or getting the right sort of, what's the word? Getting the right resources to be able to get the outcome that you need. For some of you, this is involving a loan, and this is involving getting everything kind of ready for that, or in order to get what you need out of the situation, you may need to take out a loan. But I do see finances working with you, not against you. If you do need to borrow money in October, I feel like you're going to get the green light. I just think with all of this King of Swords energy, read your contract. Don't just trust what the broker tells you or the solicitor tells you. Make sure you know what you're signing up for. So the other little tangent, oh my days, we have the Knight of Goblets upright, we have the Emperor upright, we have the Five of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so the other thing about this theme, and this is the last thing before we get advice, there is someone here who is definitely trying to emotionally manipulate the situation. I feel like they're worried about losing. They're worried about either losing you because they actually don't want the material from you, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like there's someone who is trying to control the situation, and what they want is you. They don't really care too much. They are a little bit worried about losing out on a deal, but they're trying to control you. So I feel like, as a tangent, this isn't going to apply to everybody watching, but there is somebody here who is more of like an emotional interest, like a romantic interest, and it's in their best interest to try to kind of make themselves important in this situation. And maybe they don't have bad intentions, but they want to be a big part of this process with you. They want to feel like they're going through this with you. And I think that that is somewhat complicating the situation from your side. But I also feel like this could be someone who, unless they're a part of the journey with you, they're worried about not being a part of the future with you. So I hope that makes sense. Like, it just feels like they want to go through all of this with you so that they're kind of there as support, but also that they can make sure that they're there once you're through it, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. It's very weird. It makes me think of like someone that needs to be needed, and if they're not feeling needed, then they don't feel important, and they question like whether you will want to be with them anymore. And I don't know if they even have any helpful skills in the situation. They just want to feel important. They want to feel like you can rely on them. Okay, we're just going to leave that there because I don't know why we needed to know that. Unless it is helpful for someone, but this is about you, and I feel like this is the kind of person that makes it about them. And I don't think they have bad intentions, otherwise the Emperor would be reversed, the Knight of Cups would be reversed. The only card that was reversed was the Five of Pentacles. This person being afraid of being left behind, of not being able to grow with you, not being an important part of your change. So what is the advice for Capricorn here with Tidal Force reversed? What is the advice? We have no. You know what this is telling me? Don't settle for the first offer. I feel like with wait, postpone, pause, say no, in this situation, it is important that you're not lowering the bar just for the sake of somebody else having feelings. I know that sounds rude, but with the King of Cups reverse, that's somebody saying, well, you know, I've had a really hard month and so much bad stuff has happened to me, and it would be really good if you could just make this go away. And you're like, excuse me, I have waited so long to do this. And that's the next card we have is Leap. I have waited so long to do this. I've been going through it too. I'm not just going to make this disappear because you've had a hard couple of weeks. Like, I've been working hard on this for months. Whatever this is, I really think that you may need to put up boundaries in order to get the outcome that you want. We also have you go first, the universe will catch you, and that does look like you saying no. With Leaf reversed, I almost feel like you shouldn't just jump into the first thing that's given to you. You should really read all documentation, make sure that you're not settling for the first offer just because it's available. Make sure that you're looking into your other opportunities before you sign anything definite, especially with contracts. I keep seeing contracts. We have the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. So I do see you getting the outcome you want. It just feels like you have to say no to something else first, and you have to kind of keep pushing forward, as difficult as that may be. At the back of the deck, we have the yes card as well. Just say yes. So the first offer, I feel you should be very hesitant and just read through everything. Make sure every line of whatever contract or letter of offer you're receiving makes sense. And then for the next, once you're really happy and you think you've read through it all and it all makes sense and it's what you want, absolutely go ahead. I do see positive movement, but I feel like you need to kind of set some sort of bar of expectations or standards in order to get that positive movement. I hope that makes sense. That's what I'm seeing for you, Capricorn, when it comes to the month of October. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me in this video. It's been so lovely to connect with you all. I'm so grateful for you for being here, your time, your energy, your effort. I hope this reading was helpful and informative. It may resonate more as the month progresses. If it didn't resonate 100%, you could have messages in the other signs in your chart. Your sun, moon, rising is a good place to start. But that being said, I shall see you in the love predictions, which will be up in the next 2 weeks. And I hope that you're well until then, and I shall connect with you in another video. See you guys. Thank you. Bye.